Cool. Welcome to Scatterbrained, a weekly subpod of mind controllers where we chat about what we've been playing this week, maybe a few other things we've enjoyed. So I'm your host, Brandon Craw. I'm joined by my co-host,
Joe Moreno.
And today we're going to be talking about what video games and media we've been enjoying this week. So Joe, I know we chatted a bit before. We both are like, we haven't played too much this week. I feel like we've been really into like the same stuff that we've already been talking about. I definitely dived deeper into Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. That's been amazing. Was there any like new game that you've been playing or like getting through right now that you've been kind of itching to talk about?
Nothing new, just the same. Street Fighter 6, Zenless Zone Zero, still playing Ashen. But I can definitely talk about that in a bit. Do you want to bring up the clip? You know, the clip they got good amount of views.
Yeah, let's chat about it. I know. I've been just in general been trying to like, post some Elden Ring clips of stuff that I'm recording. I'm like recording everything. Like as soon as I open up Elden Ring on my computer, I just like start recording it. And I made some silly little clip of me like getting bombarded over and over again by this little fish dude who's shooting out fire.
Yeah.
And and it's sitting at like 30,000 views right now. So that's like pretty cool. Feels like small time viral there. Of course, like so many people in the comments are like calling for me to uninstall the game and talking about how much I suck at the game. And it was just like, right? Oh man. Yeah. It was like use your shield or like use your dodge button and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but also I killed the guy pretty easily, and like this was the first time I saw him. I don't know. I don't feel like I need to defend myself. It's just like it's kind of funny just to see like some people be super like elitist, try hard about it, and then and it's taken out of context and everything. And this just kind of circles back to like that toxic gamer mentality. I feel like we're probably going to do an episode on that at some point
eventually.
Maybe it'll tie in. Yeah, maybe it'll tie in with like the competitive gaming episode. But this isn't a competitive game. I mean, sure, there's speed runs that you could do, but
PvP as well.
Oh yeah, there is PvP, I guess. But is there any sort of rank thing?
I don't think so. Right? I think people just set up fight clubs.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, anyway, so it's been kind of fun. Yeah, I'm still just posting like the Elden Ring clips. Nothing has like kind of blown up like quite as much as that one. It's funny because that's like one of the only clips I made of finding some random like no-name monster, but most of the clips are of fighting bosses and stuff like that, and those haven't done nearly as well. So I guess people just want the random ass interactions rather than the boss fights.
So
yeah,
I told you, like, let me go rewatch that clip, and I'm like, no offense, but it's just like you the game, right? And it picked up traction, and I was like, what did you do right?
I know. I've been trying to recreate that formula ever since, and I'm not sure, man. The algorithm's kind of weird. I found some like weird post on it might have been Reddit, just somebody who was like, I think they worked supposedly. I mean, it's the internet. Anybody could lie about their job or whatever.
They wouldn't do that.
I know. I never lie online.
I would lie on the internet.
Not me.
Never.
Not me. This person said that the algorithm, at least for TikTok, they were some sort of like engineer for the algorithm. I'm not sure their exact role. I don't know if that's a software engineer or what, but they were talking about how it often, when a video first is like pushed out, is like uploaded, they'll push it out to like, I think he said 500 people. And then based off of the percentage of impressions or engagement they get from those first 500 people, engagement being like hitting a like or sending the message to somewhere or like saving just any sort of interaction with the video, they'll then send it out to 500 more, and then it like kind of starts over again and tries to see what the engagement looks like based off of the next like pool of 500 people, and then that just kind of like escalates. So it needs to keep on like meeting some sort of requirement before the algorithm will take it out of rotation, before the video stops appearing in people's feeds. And not sure what that says about the audience watching our clip. I don't know. I still am not sure like why it's still getting views, but I'm thankful for it. And if you saw that and because of that you're here listening to us, thank you. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna keep on posting some clips, just mostly because I finding fun in recording the stuff and like trying to make, a social media post out of it. Just something silly, fashion souls, strutting my stuff down in the round table hold. I got to give the people what they want.
Definitely.
That's all we're here for. But I guess back to my experience with Shadow of the Erdtree. I'm having such a fun time with it. It's hard to gauge exactly where I am, how far along the DLC storyline I'm in, but I would say I've unlocked at least half of the map at this point. Like half of the map has been uncovered. Huge spoiler alert for the bosses of Elden Ring and then their DLC Shadow of the Erdtree. So if you didn't want to be spoiled by the names or anything, I'll try to put some timestamps so you could skip ahead to the next conversation. But I just fought Mesmer. Are you familiar with the bosses at all?
Yeah, I watched the Twitch streamers, and then my brother was playing through it, so yeah, I'm familiar.
Nice. Yeah. So I fought Mesmer a couple nights ago. He's this fire snake. He carries this spear or maybe a lance that has this pretty long reach. Most of the game has like telegraphed attacks, but his are very like pronounced. So once you get the flow of it down, it was pretty easy to dodge. His second form, he kind of like takes out his eyeball and then transforms into this like serpent human mutant, and he's able to summon these giant snakes, and that changes the dynamic of the fight. And I found that to be like one of the most satisfying fights I've had so far. Just the grandiosity of the fight once those snakes are summoned. It makes everything feel more intense. There's already fire. There's just like kind of a lot going on, and then to have to hone in on these longer reaching attacks felt really fun, even though it was still challenging. And then learning how to dodge and time their attacks felt great. And obviously, after probably 20 plus attempts, like finally killing him and nailing him, that felt great too. And I'm just having a great time with this DLC. That fight was a few nights ago. Most recently, I fought Commander Gaius, which I know is another, at least from some podcasters I've been listening to, they've been saying that that's their least favorite fight of the game, and I could totally see why. Do you know which one that is? The Commander Gaius? I was going to post a clip of him tomorrow, but you leave this keep and you leave this final room of this giant, I forgot what the keep is called, might have been called Shadow Keep, but you leave the room into this like big open grassy field with trees in the distance, and you're like, damn, this is a beautiful sight. And then you notice like another it looks like an archway to like I don't know, maybe to another building or something is like off in the distance, and it looks mostly clear. So then I like hop on my horse and I start riding over, but then the archway turns into like that yellow murky boss fog.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh wait a second. And then I turn around and that fog is behind me now. I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? And off in the distance, I see a giant armored boar stampeding through the trees, knocking them down, and this giant armored knight with the spear is just charging me. And I'm like, oh god damn it. I was not expecting a boss right then. I thought I was in the clear. I thought I could appreciate this beautiful scenery, looking out at the Erdtree. But nope, I just got like this giant chonky boy charging at me, and every time you fight him, he starts with just like charging on his boar. And
okay. I'm familiar then, because he can also spin in the air, right? He does like a weird acrobatic thing.
He's oddly acrobatic. He should be a gymnast. It's crazy. He just like jumps in the air and does these like weird little flips. And he also has I think it was like an electricity damage. I'm not sure if that's what it's considered in the game, but it looked like thunder or lightning. So halfway through the fight, he like activates his lightning form and then starts like shooting out lightning like with every attack. And man, that one was really tricky because you see him like mounted, so you feel like your best strategy is to also mount on your horse or mount on Torrent and like fight him equally, like mounted on mounted combat. But that usually ends up like messing you up. I don't know if anybody's beaten him mounted. I could see it being doable, but it was so much easier once you like got off the mount and then just learned to time his attacks, which also felt unfair because there's so many where he telegraphs them and you could dodge them, but like his recovery speed after the attack is way faster than your dodge recovery. And I'm in like a medium load, so I'm dodging relatively quickly. Yeah, so he just like as soon as you dodge like and as soon as those iframes are over, he just like does some weird like side hit and then knocks you down and then does this like 5 attack flurry with both like the boar and him at the same time. And those just felt like I was getting really frustrated with that fight. I had to look up I looked up a guide on like some strategies on how to handle him, but that didn't really help. They were just like, yeah, get off the horse, try to stay close to him, dodge left here, dodge right for this, and like you don't when you're fighting, you don't think to dodge left or right. Usually, you're just
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm just gonna dodge.
Pro tip: beat them before they beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was the most useless thing. Someone said that they just used a great shield and like tanked most of their attacks, and I tried doing that, but then that found my endurance just depleting, and then not having enough to really like attack and then dodge again. So it was mostly just learning how to dodge that. And he has this super unfair thing during his second phase where he shoots out to this ball of lightning, this gravity ball of lightning that will constantly pull you in as he like attacks the center. And oh my god, thankfully I beat him. That one definitely took longer than Mesmer. The attempts were, it felt longer because each attempt felt longer, I think, because you could like run away from him, and I was delaying the inevitable death for way too long during the first few attempts, so it took me a couple hours to beat him. But that boy's down now, and I'm currently making my way to the northwest part of the map. I don't know who's there, and I don't know what's really going on. I think I'm trying to get rid of this shadow tree thing that's obscuring like where I really need to go to fight some other boss. I really need to watch a lore video or something. I listened to a podcast explaining the lore from Kind of Funny. Shouts out to them and to More Hussein, who feels like they're Elden Ring lore master there. And I still am like struggling to really follow with what's going on in the storyline. I got the gist of it. Like apparently the shadow tree is like where the spirit of the bosses in the regular world are then absorbed into, and then they're like dumped out into this other shadow world, which is where you are. That explains why you have to kill Radon and Mog before you can get into the DLC, because like I said, spoiler alert, I think Radon, is he the final boss of the DLC or second to final, something like that. So you need to kill him in the main story in order for his spirit to then come into this world, because was it Michaela or Mikola? I forgot who. Somebody needed him there and needed to like use someone else's body and host Radon's spirit in their body. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at explaining, so maybe somebody else should watch a lore video as well. But either way, I'm having such a great time with the game. It's been so fun, man. I don't know. If you're into that kind of like torturously difficult stuff, you definitely got to check it out. Or if you're a fan of Elden Ring at all, then you got to play the DLC, because it's just more fantastic Elden Ring, and it's kind of solidifying its position as one of my favorite games of all time. That's been what's been taking up most of my time whenever I'm playing a game. Where's your brother at in that game right now? Do you know?
He's
Did he
done with
beat
the
it?
DLC. Yeah, he beat it like 2 weeks. Oh, he beat it within a week because he's on summer break. So when you're on summer break, you're a kid.
Yeah.
Not in summer school. You got time.
Yeah.
But you got through it pretty quickly.
Makes me feel a bit better. That's cool. Do you know what build he was using, or like what he mostly did?
So I know he was going strength and then dex as well. Then he had, I don't know if you rearranged his stats to get through the DLC. I'm not sure if he did, but he made it through. I mean, he beat like Prime Radon, and I saw like some of the weapons. So there's like this weapon that's like a sunflower hammer. It looks so cool, but it needs faith. And I'm like, why do all the cool weapons use faith? What the heck, man?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a good lore reason behind it. You have to have faith in the god or something in order to harness the full power of the weapon. But it kind of sucks because usually if you're going for a strength or dex build, you're probably not putting much into faith.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Do you know where he got that weapon? I wonder if I'm close
it's
to
like
it.
It's like a sunflower
or what.
boss. I'm not too sure what it was called, but it had like 3 phases to it.
3?
I don't think he struggled too much with it though, so I don't think it should be too difficult.
Okay. I feel like the boss design has been excellent for that game
yeah.
too.
I would agree with that. Every time I see a boss, I'm like, that looks pretty cool. This one's cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these weapons are really cool. Like, did you? I don't know if you got
Yeah.
the blade that's like fire and ice. I think from what's that one boss?
Renala?
Yeah,
Rolana?
Roland. I think so.
Oh yeah, the the lore podcast I was listening to was also talking about how each god or each like I forgot the word for them, but each person there, each boss kind of has their male and female counterpart.
Oh, I see.
And I think the one you're talking about was Rolana, because I think the male counterpart was Renala, or I might be confusing the gender there. I don't remember. But yeah, that sword's dope. I think I picked it up because you get it from the remembrance, right? Like after you beat them, then you have to
Oh, I'm
take the
not too sure.
remembrance and
I just remember how cool the weapon was, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
There's like fire
Okay.
and ice, but I think it scaled with intelligence, or you know what, it kind of scaled with faith too. It's most likely intelligence, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm not spec for that anyway.
Yeah. Or you could do what I do and just download a certain engine to modify the game and do what you want. I don't know.
I'm a filthy
Not
console
condoning
gamer.
anything illegal.
Can't do it. I just stuck on
Can't
console.
do it on console. So all in all, Elden Ring is fantastic. I love that damn video game. But yeah, I've still been itching to jump into Zenless Zone Zero. So maybe we could start there. You know, tell me how you're enjoying it and what you've been thinking.
So far I've been enjoying it. I'm on chapter 2. Like I mentioned last time, the gameplay is more action. Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, not as difficult. And then the characters that you start with are Billy, AVBE, and Nicole, which are iconic. Like they're on like the front, I guess like front page of this game, like and I've been sticking with them. Like I used the gacha, like I had enough rolls to use the gacha, and I was able to get like a special character. I think Grace was her name, but I stuck with the characters I already have because I really like them. And yeah, they're not ideal. Like I'm pretty sure they're low on a tier list if tier lists are a thing already for this game. But the synergy that this main cast has, or the 3 characters you get, I really like them. And so I've just been playing through that. Chapter 2. So what it is like you're going through missions, right? Some missions you got to find people. Some missions there's like combat ones where like, oh, beat it under 2 minutes and 30 seconds, right? And then you have the story. And in the story, I mean, it carries you over, there's a lot to this story. So much that honestly, I don't pay attention to it because it's huge, like a lot of lore and like a lot of information at once. And I'm like, okay, they're yapping. Time to go on my phone and check what's going on Reddit. What's going on Instagram? Because
oh no way, really?
Yeah, because I think I was stuck there for like 20 minutes or so, just listening to like dialogue going back and forth, right? And usually that's not an issue for me, especially because I like the Persona games. I love those Persona games.
Yeah,
but I don't know, something about gacha games and just like not too invested in the plot. I think the gameplay holds up. The music's really good. And I came home like last Friday after a long day of work. And I just turned on my PS5 and I was like, I'll play some Zenless Zone Zero. And it was like 1:30 a.m. and I was like, God damn it, Hoyoverse, you guys got me. Because that morning that I woke up, I was like, I want to play more Zenless Zone Zero. Like, that's so weird because I don't care about these games. Like Genshin Impact, it didn't hit. Honkai Star didn't hit, but this one did. And to the point where it's like, I need to do my daily. So after we hop off here, that's probably what I'm going to do is do the dailies and play a little bit because I really do like the combat. Like I legit like check it out when you get a chance because there's some people that don't like it. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's too easy or whatever. It does get difficult. There's only 3 chapters, I think, so far now because it's version 1.0. They're going to add more. There's like a subreddit that has all these leaks and they're adding way more. And this is like a Hoyoverse game, so they're going to add tons more.
It's going to keep on coming.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with this game.
Nice.
To the point of, I think I mentioned in the previous Scatterbrained episode, I don't like games that don't have an end.
Yeah.
And here I am playing a game that will not have an end, right? And I'm like, damn, way to eat my own words. Just having fun with this game.
Yeah.
To the point where it got in the way of me, like, even starting Dragon's Dogma 2 or even Stellar Blade. Like, it's at that point. Like,
right.
Yeah. Because I bought those games a while back, and I put them on hold because I was finishing Persona 3 and Paper Mario, which I did.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to like Zenless Zone Zero this much.
Oh, man. That's cool. I mean, that makes me happy for it. It's funny that you mentioned that the story was so long because I felt like the last time we chatted about it, you said that the story was like non-existent, or that you just hadn't gotten to it yet, you think, but it like
I got
wasn't
to it
there at
this
all for
weekend.
you, but you got
Yeah.
to it now. 20 minutes. Wow. That's like a Kojima level like cuts. Oh no, that could get up to
It
an
felt
hour,
like 20
but
minutes. It might have been like 10, but it felt like I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, come on, guys, let's go. I gotta get ready for work,
yeah.
which that's on me. So like, that's why I'm like, on the days I do have to go to work, I'm like, I'm just do my dailies, maybe do a combat trial here and there, and
Mm,
that's it. Because this game is very like you can spend a lot of time in this game because you have the main story, then you have side objectives, you have side quests, and then there's like these VR missions where you play them and you get materials. So materials to upgrade your characters. It's a gacha game, so of course there's materials to upgrade your characters, and to the point where it's like my cousin loves the Hoyoverse games, right? And he was
yeah.
teaching me things, but also I was teaching him things too. So it was like we were just learning back and forth, and like, oh, did you do this? This is how you upgrade this. Do you know that the VR missions you can access like from the base or something like that? He didn't know that, and he's more into it, and so he was teaching me stuff, and I was teaching him stuff. So it was kind of like back in the day when on the schoolyard we were just talking about games and like, have you tried this? Have you done this? What about tips and tricks and stuff like that? So I'm
Yeah.
not expecting that from this game, and I think that's why I'm like pleasantly surprised with it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're having like a pretty good experience with it. I'm glad that a Hoyoverse game got you as well. Maybe,
I'm not like one to spend money on gacha games, but I'm hoping it doesn't get to
yeah.
that point.
Oh no.
You see
Trying to
me.
roll for that S tier characters and
Oh
shit.
god, yeah. And like I have terrible luck, in gachas. So I make other people do them for me. Like use your luck instead. I'm not rolling.
Mm,
You're gonna come to the house and you're gonna roll for me, right? Because I'm not doing that shit.
you just gotta have him press the button or
Yeah,
something. That's
yeah,
funny.
because I'm terrible, terrible at that. But other than
Hmm.
Zenless, more Street Fighter 6. So I hopped back online to play some ranks. So I think I was gold 1. Now I'm gold 4. Maybe I'll send you some clips so that we can upload to the Instagram as well.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
sometimes I clip on me because there's some stupid busted shit I do online, or I'm like, I was able to do this.
Oh hell yeah.
So yeah, I have this one clip where I was fighting a Chun-Li. It kind of conditioned them to jump in the air so I can grab them as Zangief. And
Oh.
so each time they did that, I would grab them, and that's how like I won the round. I was like, dude, that was sick. Right. So yeah, I'll send that your way. Hopefully I didn't delete it. Hopefully I still have it. But yeah, I can
Yeah,
send that
yeah.
your way. So going up through the ranks, I saw what platinum is like because I just saw like my cousin like plays Cammy on the PS5 when I'm done with the ranked. He's like, let me go on ranked as well.
Hmm.
And that grind is wild because usually like last time I mentioned when you get win streaks in silver, gold, I think even bronze and iron, the more win streak, like the more wins you have, the more points you get. That is not true in platinum rank.
Hmm.
You only get like 50, 55, 60 points no matter the win streak. So it is a grind. So even getting to like platinum 2 can take you hours because you don't get those extra points. You might get like 5 or 10 points here extra. And I was like, damn, that's where people get stuck at, right? Because you're going in small increments at a time, and if you lose, well, you lose those points, right? I think you lose 40 points. So let's say you win a match, you get 50. You lose the next one, 40, right? So you only really gain 10. And let's say you lose the next one, that's another 40, I think. So it's a grind.
Okay.
Definitely a grind.
Yeah, it sounds like they really punish you for losing then.
In a way, yeah, you can say that. I mean, they want you to learn the game, right? Learn the opponents, kind of go back, do your homework essentially. How do I counter this character? What can I do better? But you got to dedicate some time to that. It doesn't come naturally to everybody.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, just like most things, I guess you got to put a lot of time in before you can become an expert in it and beat everybody else. So,
and with that, I mean, what's another game? Ashen, which is like the Souls-like game I've been playing with my brother. It feels less like a Souls-like game because I mean, if you have like a partner, like another player with you, you just like walk up to dudes and just beat the crap out of them. Like it's kind of unfair. It's like you're just like an all-out attack from Persona 5. That's what it feels like. You're still gonna die a lot though, because there's some enemies that just like will one-shot you. And this game is more objective based, like I mentioned. So it's like missions: go here, hit this, like fetch quests. So it won't be for everyone, especially if you don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is not Dark Souls. This is not Elden Ring. I can tell you that. And the game doesn't really reward exploration, meaning that if you see an item off into the distance, most likely it'll be something like consumable, something that's not really worth it.
Yeah.
You'll find weapons here and there, but at that point, I'm like, I'm not digging the you're not rewarded for exploration. Maybe you are later into the game, but so far, like I'm just hitting objectives because there's no point in exploring.
Yeah. I'm sure after a certain point you're like, there's no point in going out of my way to try and find these like crappy items that I don't really need. So I get it. Did you ever play Outriders?
Unfamiliar.
I think it came out in like 2020 or 2021. Might have been 2021. I forgot who the developer was.
Yeah, Square Enix.
Square Enix was
The
the developer?
developers People Can Fly, but it was published by Square Enix.
Okay, yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, that was it. That was another. It's just giving the same kind of objective-based mission vibes that as I was like, as I kind of remember from Outriders, where you load into a certain part of the map, or like you load into a kind of a set zone, and then you like have to go through it and kill the enemies and like complete the mission, and then you go back to a hub or something like that, or
this is like
or go back to like a map. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
Because you'll go on and complete the quest, and it's like go back to the main, which is called Vagrant's Rest, which is kind of like your Firelink shrine. And then you turn in the quest, and they're like, "Oh, here's another quest." But every time you turn in a quest, you get like maybe plus 15 HP or stamina, some ruins you can equip that like reduce stamina or make you stronger, things like that.
Nice. It kind of also sounds like Remnant and Remnant 2.
Which I think is coming to PS Plus.
Yeah. I think it's already on Game Pass right now, and I think it's coming to PS Plus. Is it there now, or is it in August? Like the PS Plus, it's not the essential level, it's like the extra level.
I'm not too sure. I just saw that announcement. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I can download it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's got what is it called? Like online, not co-op. Well, I mean,
Crossplay?
I know it has co-op. Crossplay. Thank you. Yeah. Then we could definitely play that because I have it. But I don't have. I think my PS Plus subscription like lapsed, and I'm not sure.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm like, because I'm not playing it that often. I'm not playing my PlayStation that often. I'm definitely not playing online that often. So it just feels like I don't really need it right now. But that's cool though. I'm still having the free games, and it sounds like you're having a good time with Ashen. Any co-op game that you're able just to play couch co, or not even couch co-op, but just play with other people around you or online. That's always a good time. Be able to interact, and even if it trivializes the game a bit, I think difficulty doesn't seem to be its selling point. So that's probably all right. I'm sure it's still fun.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't like it as much if I just went through it single player. Heck, I don't think I even might like have bought it or played it if it wasn't like multiplayer. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah. There's certain games that excel with their multiplayer features, even if that probably wasn't what they were initially built for. But yeah, just having somebody else to go alongside like that mission with you makes it a bit more rewarding, more satisfying, and like a better game for you. Nice. It sounds like you've gotten your handful of gaming in then with the Zenless Zone, Ashen, Street Fighter 6. I don't know. I don't think I have any other games I wanted to chat about. I'm still thinking of like, other than Zenless Zone Zero, thinking of starting Undertale. It still seems like really fun, but I have no idea what that game's like. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've been trying to stay spoiler free, even though the game has been, I have no idea how old it is now, but I would love to just like dive in and see what the hype was about, and see if I guess if it still holds up.
Like it's 3 to 4 hours, unless you want to go for every route. You don't have to do that. I think the first route feels very special because I remember playing it. It was a summer, and I think I was working at like an Amazon warehouse or something. And the fact that I remember that is funny because Undertale was just like this small, like, I don't know what it is, right? People talk about it all the time. It's like special to other people. I think once you play it, you understand. It's like, oh, I get it. Like, I'm a fan. I still haven't played Deltarune, which is free, I believe.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually. But I mean, Undertale is really fun. It's a great RPG. I like it.
Yeah, I remember you talked about maybe doing like an episode of Mind Controllers on it. Is it pretty like narrative based / psychology heavy?
So from what I remember, it's very narrative based, and I don't want to spoil too much, but you can like deep dive into some of these characters for sure. And so,
okay.
Yeah, I think we would be able to do an episode on it, maybe one or two, because there's so many characters. The plot, I mean, it's not too long, but there's a lot of like content packed into those hours.
Okay. Yeah, even if the plot, how long would you say the game was then for you?
3-4 hours.
3 or 4?
Then I did an extra route, and I think that might have put my total game time to like 10 hours. So it's not long. You can beat it on the weekend if you got nothing to
Why
do.
the hell haven't I played this yet? What the hell? Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, that's more incentive. I might have to get through that then after I get through Shadow of the Erdtree, and then I'll see what's out. Honestly, with how slowly I'm getting through Shadow of the Erdtree, that might take me up until like the time I'm ready to leave, like for the trip for 2 weeks, and then I think by then the new Star Wars Outlaw game's coming out, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so my ass is gonna play that one. But oh wait, I could probably play it. I got that Steam Deck. I could totally just play Undertale on the Steam Deck then on the flight.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Damn.
dude, you'll be done. You might ain't. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
One part of the flight there is 10 hours long, so I could play through that whole thing.
You can do those routes
in the flight.
So just spoilers if you're gonna do the route. So just the first time you play it like you would any game.
Okay.
The second time you play, don't kill anything. I'll just say that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you told me, because I probably won't pay for the internet, like the flight Wi-Fi, so I'm not going to be able to look anything up. So that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Just
don't
in case,
kill anything. Good to know.
I'll look up on my own like what else you need, because it's deceptively simple, but I think that's what that route is. It's just don't kill anything. So the first time play it like you would any game, and then the second time just don't kill anything. And there's a third route where I'm guessing you could probably guess what you do is kill everything.
Kill everything?
But yeah, I wouldn't recommend. Well, maybe on the flight back you might want to do this.
Yeah,
because that route can be wild.
Oh damn. Okay. I was thinking of downloading Elden Ring as well for the flight, so we'll see. I mean, that's if I haven't beaten it by then, and that's in like over a month, so it should be done by then.
You got time. And speaking of trips, we got Evo coming up.
Yeah,
I'll be out there. So the time that Scatterbrained goes out, I'm gonna be over there in Vegas enjoying Evo, and it's just a bunch of fighting games for anyone who's like uninitiated. It's just a bunch of dudes and dudes and dudettes, right? And everyone, right, hanging out, playing fighting games. There's money on the line. I'm not gonna be participating because I don't want to get there so early and get my ass kicked. Maybe next time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, you can watch it on Twitch. I'm sure it'll be streamed on YouTube. Essentially, it's just fighting games: Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, Mortal Kombat, or any Under Night and Birth 2 fans, Grand Blue Fantasy fans. It's like, yeah. There's gonna be tons of merch, tons of artists. It's gonna be like 3 days, so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the merch because since I recently got into fighting games, I'm like, it's time to buy some shirts, maybe even a sweater or two. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, well, they're expensive.
Oh yeah. This is what I've been saving up for, so I'm looking forward to it. And I mean, it'll be a good time. Vegas is gonna be super hot from what I hear. It's already like 100 and something. I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be hot out there. Yeah. I mean, I have my I have like cases of water ready. Got cases of Ghost Energy ready. We're ready to go.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're ready.
Cases. Damn. Yeah. Hit up the Costco or Smart and Final. I don't even know where they sell cases of Ghost, but yeah, you got them. That's good. Yeah, I'm glad you're prepared. I'm excited to hear. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to hear about what happens. I'm sure I'm going to see people talking about it online, and that'll be fun. Yeah, you'll have to. I'm sure the next Scatterbrained episode is going to be on Evo.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So.
Oh yeah, and I think the main episode too will be talking about fighting games and competitiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be a good time.
You're going to be doing some not undercover, but what is it called? Firsthand reporting, where you're like diving into the depths. And we should have lined up some interviews with some of the lower level players just to see.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time, but yeah. So I'll be out there. Hopefully I get to play in some casual matches. Like I was telling you before we started, I was looking at my PS5 controller and like the thumbstick rubber was like ripping off, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to take it like that. It looks so bad. Like I just don't have enough time to replace it. So it is what it is, So yeah, I'm hoping I get some matches out there, and have a good time.
I feel like that's a true sign of like your dedication to fighting games if you have the thumbstick all worn down from playing them so much.
That
So
reminds me
that
when
might be
Smash
a
Bros
badge
was
of
out on
honor.
the 3DS. Do you remember that when Smash Bros was out on 3DS?
Oh yeah, I bought that and
Thumbstick
played it
got
for not that long.
no, dude. I put a lot of time into because I didn't have a Wii U. That thumbstick got
Yeah.
destroyed.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and you can't
That's the
really
PS5.
repair that one.
Yeah, I mean you can buy like a replacement. I know someone that could fix them. It's not too much of a big deal, but yeah, I mean it's always hard to see that stuff like because it's like worn down. It's like well, I can't really blame anyone else but me. And yeah, you're right. It's like that just shows like how much love it's gotten, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I keep looking back because I'm like, damn, I gotta take that with me.
I know you're staring at it.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Well, that's going to be fun and exciting. Cool. Well, I feel like that might, bring us to an end here. We've been chatting
Yeah.
for a good 40 or so minutes about the games. And yeah, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man. And
Likewise.
no, thank you all for listening. Hope you have a good weekend. Let us know what games you're playing. I don't know. Leave comments somewhere. I'm not sure where. I've been uploading these on YouTube, but yeah, leave us something in the comments. I don't know. Anyways, y'all be good. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.